So sometimes there's a life that's calling you and you can't pursue it because you keep procrastinating. Like, you know it's for you, but you don't get there. And you spend your life not getting there. Next thing you know, it's a month, it's a year, it's 5 years, it's 10 years, and you're looking back like, damn, I should have did that. So we're going to stop that right here, okay? I'm going to see if I can help you. If any of these help you, that's my duty, all right?
We're having the uncomfortable conversation.
Yo, what up, YouTube? Gee Bryant here, and I'm back with another video. Listen, if you don't know who I am, I'm owner of X28 Fitness and the Law Athletic Club. These are two companies that I built in the past. But my goal here on YouTube is to help you reach your highest space. I want you to elevate. I want you to ascend to the level that you're looking to go to. I want you to create that energy in your life that just builds so much momentum that you can't stop going. That's what the G code is about: God, energy, and elevation. So look, I want to talk about a very important video that's going to stop you from doing that, and that's procrastination. How do you stop procrastinating? So I'm going to tell you, in my life, there were many times where I was a procrastinator. There were things that I should have been doing. There were goals that I needed to accomplish, and I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't get started sometimes. It held me back for some years, but I did get over procrastination. I was able to build something of myself. I was able to tap into my highest space, my highest power, and I was able to pursue the life that was calling me. So sometimes there's a life that's calling you and you can't pursue it because you keep procrastinating. Like, you know it's for you, but you don't get there. And you spend your life not getting there. Next thing you know, it's a month, it's a year, it's 5 years, it's 10 years, and you're looking back like, damn, I should have did that. So we're going to stop that right here, okay? I'm going to see if I can help you. If any of these help you, that's my duty, all right? So look, the first thing you got to understand is, where does procrastination come from? In my opinion, procrastination has many responses. Procrastination is a response to stress, right? So when you're stressed, you usually procrastinate. And what happens is we become so stressed that we spend our life managing stress and not being able to be creative. See, procrastination makes you and puts you in management mode. So you're always managing stress. You're always managing this. You're always doing that. You're always busy doing things except the thing you need to be doing. And that's because your life has not been organized correctly. T.D. Jakes said a great quote. He said, you can't expect new blessings with old order. So think about it. You want to become this, you want to do these things, but your order is old. You're still doing the same thing, still managing the same stress, still have those toxic relationships, still spending your time managing things that you don't need to be managing, haven't learned how to say no. So now when it comes down to actually doing what you need to do for yourself, you procrastinate, you just stop, you don't have any energy. So procrastination is a response to that stress that you've created within your life. I should have been doing my YouTube a long time ago. So I always would say, you know, I got too much going on. I got this going on and I'm managing all these things. No, it's because I had too many things going on in my life. So the blessing of YouTube, I couldn't do it because my order was old. I hadn't organized my life correctly. So now this is priority in my life. Speaking to you is priority in my life. And I had to organize my life because I wanted that new blessing. I wanted to share it, you know, and I wanted to be able to share these messages. So understand that you cannot expect anything new. You can't pursue anything new if you're still operating with that old order. That old order is not going to allow you to do what you need to do for your life. So understand, procrastination is a response to stress. So how do we decompress? How do we get the stress off of us? Well, first thing, we got to evaluate our life and see where we want to go. And we got to remove anything that may be stressing us that's within our control. And then we have to accept the things that we can't change. So if there's something in your life that's stressing you out, if it's a business partner, if it's a relationship, if it's a vice that you have, you got to like write it down, identify it. If it's a job, and you got to make a plan to get it out your life unapologetically, because this is about you. And if you keep procrastinating on who you're supposed to be or who you need to be, the world will never get that gift. You got to make room for it, right? So we got to understand that procrastination is a response to stress. Procrastination becomes a habit as well when we're stressed, right? So you get stressed and then the habit comes. And usually what happens, I'm going to tell you what happens. When we procrastinate with the response to stress, we end up replacing what we should be doing with something else that's detrimental to ease the pain of procrastinating. How did that feel? We end up replacing what we should do with something that's detrimental to ourselves because we need to ease the pain because we know we procrastinate and we know we should be who we're supposed to be. So that hurt. I'm going to tell you how that was in my life. See, I knew I was supposed to be. I would do the wrong thing. I would procrastinate, had so much stress in my life, and then I go drink. Go do some drugs or something to ease the pain of not being who I'm supposed to be. So listen, you got to organize your life. You got new blessings coming, but you got to be organized. You can't have the old order. You can't have the old order. Procrastination is not going to allow you to move in your divine flow. You ain't going to be able to be free. You can continue to procrastinate. It's never too late to be who you're supposed to be, but we got to stop procrastinating, all right? So let me tell you another thing about procrastination. Procrastination is a response to being overwhelmed. So you may be a go-getter. You may be somebody that's not procrastinating because you're stressed, but you just might have a lot of things. What happens is, especially when your mentality is moving faster than your life actually is, you start to take on so many things. You might spread yourself thin. You may give a lot of commitments. So a lot of people do this, and I'm gonna tell you from a monetary perspective, like people are like, oh, I gotta get all the money. I gotta do all this. I gotta do all this at one time. I gotta take on all the projects. I gotta do all this. I gotta be everywhere. And you become overwhelmed, and you got all these things. Then you procrastinate. You don't do nothing. Like you end up just taking a nap. Like I've done that. I be having so much going on. I be like, yo, I got so much going on. Take this nap real quick though. When I should be doing what I need to do. So here's how you get over that. It's going to sound simple. You got to just pick and do one thing at a time. And don't do anything else. Don't multitask. Multitask gives mediocre attention to many things. And if you think about multitasking, you end up not doing as much as you can, and then you end up procrastinating again. So you got to pick one thing. Get out the fear of missing out if you don't do everything. Sometimes the fear of missing out on everything makes us procrastinate and we don't do nothing. And we just keep thinking about all these things that we can do and all these things that we can be and all these projects and all these people and all these clients and all this stuff. You're like, I can do all of it, I can do all it. You don't do nothing. Or you do some things mediocre. When I learned to focus and say, okay, I'm going to do one thing at a time. This is my thing. I'm putting social media away. I'm not talking to this person. My phone's on do not disturb. I'm not trying to hear it. You go in. And you realize that the thing that you're doing is actually what's helping you go to the next level, and then you move on to the next thing. I'm gonna tell you something about when you're doing one thing at a time, sometimes it don't feel like you're doing nothing. And that's why we procrastinate as well. It don't feel as if what you thought about. Sometimes you have this grand plan of what it's gonna feel like, and then you get there, you be like, am I making progress? Am I doing what I'm supposed to? Like, is this enough? Am I moving fast enough? Yes, you are. You're actually moving faster than most people because most people procrastinate. They don't get started at all, or they try to do a lot of things. So if you can become a master of doing one thing at a time, it will lower the procrastination. And then to do that, you have to set a schedule. I have a schedule every single day of things I'm doing at a certain time. Bang, bang, bang. Because if you let the world come at you and you have no control, how are you going to be able to control where you want to go in your life? Everything just coming at you. It needs to be scheduled. Sunday night. Planner. I like to write it down. What am I doing for the week? World can't just pop in on me and tell me what it wants. I gotta move. And then you build something called momentum. That's a hidden key to success. And the hidden key to stop procrastinating, you start to get those momentum because consistency builds and it compounds. You get this momentum about your life. And the procrastination starts to dissipate. And movement becomes what you usually do. You're just moving. You know what I'm saying? You ever start riding a bike and it's tough a little bit and you get it going and them pedals just start moving? That's the same thing. But procrastination is getting on the bike, where I'm going, man, you better start pedaling them wheels, but go one place. If you try to pedal a bike and say, yo, I'm going here, 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 all at one time, you can't. You can't take your bike and go 3 locations. You just gonna stay stuck with the bike is gonna break 3 ways. Like you gonna try to go away. You gonna break or the bike gonna break, or you just ain't gonna go nowhere. But if you say, hey, I'm going one way, you have a clear conscience to say, that's where I'm going, right? And you can't procrastinate because you're going one direction. So first of all, you have to identify what's in your life that's overwhelming you. You might have to let go of some things. You might have to let go of some money. All money ain't good money for you. Sometimes your spirit and you not procrastinating is better. You might have to let go of a relationship. Something that's been stressing you out, that's overwhelming you. Because you can't live your life like that. It's making you procrastinate in the areas that you need to go. Anything that's for you will not lower your vibration. That's the thing you need to low. A lot of people procrastinate because they do other things that are lowering their vibration. So when they actually get to their gift, they can't do it because everything's been lowering their vibration. I realized that relationships, personal and business and romantic, if it's for you, it will not lower your vibration. You will be able to operate in your natural frequency so you don't procrastinate when you really need to put on. Because the people that are around you would like to cheer for that gift. They want to see it like they like, oh my goodness, this is my person. This is my business partner. This is my girlfriend. This is my boyfriend, right? Like this is my brother. Like those are the people that will not allow you to procrastinate. They want you to do what you got to do. The other people that be like resisting on it, they bring that negative energy and you just can't even do nothing. You're like, all right, I'm going to take another day off and figure out why I'm in this relationship. I'm going to take another day off. I'm going to see what's going on with this. Like, I'm going to ponder. Nah, you need to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. You see what I'm saying? Another thing procrastination is, it's a response to laziness. Procrastination is a response to laziness. To overcome that, because this is layered, because some people are just lazy, you got to pick an area in your life and you got to develop some small wins. So I'm going to put it like this. I always use this example because I deal with a certain level of people in terms of income that I know of. They don't procrastinate in business, but they procrastinate with their health. And the reason is because they may not be lazy here, but they are lazy here. So sometimes there's level of laziness and levels of procrastination. So you got to go somewhere and get small wins. And you may need to hire someone to help you, or you may need to find a mentor in that area of procrastination. So I always say, you know, if you don't like working out, but you know your health is key, and you're not like one of them guys that just like working out, you gotta go get a trainer. Stop trying to go in the gym and do it yourself. You've been there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you out of there, and you keep redecorating to yourself. That's procrastinating in itself. Starting and stopping, I'll do it later, waiting for years. You gotta hire somebody, get them on your ass, and they gotta hold you accountable. So if there's a level of life where you're procrastinating, you might have to go reach out, you might have to look at YouTube, you might have to do something that you're not procrastinating about. So you may not procrastinate in reaching out to people, so go reach out to somebody that can help you. You may not be procrastinating where you know how to look at YouTube, so look at YouTube about procrastination. You know, you gotta do the things that you don't procrastinate about so you can help yourself where you do procrastinate. I know that was a little wordy, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna give y'all a real life story. I've been an athlete. If you guys know me from back in the day on Instagram, you should follow me. I do a lot of flying push-ups, muscle-ups, and all this other stuff. I played ball, football, basketball, you know. But guess what I never did? I never stretched. Even me, like I didn't stretch. I procrastinated about stretch. I said, I'll stretch one day. I'll get loose one day. Guess what? Blown hammy, pulled groin. Start having. I was like, I never started having those type of things, right? I was procrastinating. I never wish I say I'll do it one way. And guess what? When you procrastinate too long about the things that you need to do for your life, it starts to hurt you. Right now, me, this is a physical example, and I started going to physical therapy and stuff like that. And they telling me nothing wrong. Woo-woo. I keep like, it's still gimpy. I'm like, yo, why my stuff not solid? Realize, you know, I'm knowing in my head, I never stretched. I know straight up. You be knowing straight up why you not getting where you're supposed to go. You know. So I'm like, yo, I never stretched. This is exactly why this happened. So you know what I did? I got real with myself and say, I'm probably not going to stretch like how I need to. And I'm probably like years, I'm about 25 years behind in this stretch thing. I missed about 25 years of stretching. You know what I did? I hired a stretch coach because that was an area that I was lacking in and I was procrastinating in my whole life. So I had to find somebody that was an expert in it and then let them help me. I had the resources to do so, but it may be some things that you need to hire someone. You have to use your resources, invest your extra time and money into things that you need help with that where you procrastinate. So someone that's an expert in it can help you. Because we all procrastinate in some form or fashion in our life. Some things we were able to get over and some things we're gonna need some help. I always say, you know, do as much as you can, but when you can't go no more, you can't do anymore, your mind is spent, you feel like this is just something you can't do, ask for help. Procrastination is another response to an unhealthy environment for where you're trying to go. So you will procrastinate if your environment is not set up for you not to. Case in point, if you are someone that needs to be writing or reading or doing something every single day, if you need to be studying, you should not have a television around you, right? Because your environment is more conducive for you watching TV if you have a TV problem. If you're someone that needs to study or you have a big plan or a big task, or if you're a creative, you need to be editing videos, but you feel like you never get to that point, or if you need to just be doing something within your purpose and you always procrastinate, but you spend more time on social media, then you need to get off social media because your environment's not conducive to where you're trying to go. And it could be your spiritual environment. It could be, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis? Are you having gratitude? Are you praying? And that could be the reason you're procrastinating in your regular life because you're not appreciating what you have. It could be the people around you. It could be your mental environment. It could be the TV. It could be the music that you're listening to. It could be your friends. All these things are going to procrastination. I'll give you an example for me. I used to know that there were things that I need to do, but I had some friends that like to go to the club and go out and day parties and stuff like that. So because those were my main influences, I would do that, spend my energy there, and then I'm procrastinating on what I need to be doing. So that was my environment. My environment was set up as such. I'm gonna tell you, when I made some of my biggest strides, y'all, some of my biggest strides in life came in 2 times. These were times where I didn't have much and I needed to I had my back against the wall. It was times where I was in this room, it was blue. The bed was a mattress. All I had was books. That's all I had was that environment. I didn't have nothing else. So I was like, well, I sleep and I read, and guess what? I got exponential growth. There was no room for procrastination because the environment was set up as such. Now, I couldn't speak on it back then like I'm talking to you about it now, but that was how it was. There was another time where I was sleeping on the floor. I had an air mattress that had a hole in it. I used to get up 3 o'clock in the morning after blowing it up, the air mattress would be on the ground. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had much, but I was like, I didn't have no TV, couldn't afford it. Trying to live my life right, but I had a lot of books. I had my phone, I had YouTube. I wasn't really big on social media, didn't know about social media like that. And I couldn't procrastinate because my environment was set up for me not to procrastinate. Even to this day, I have a television now, but there was times where I didn't even have a TV in my house for years because I knew I didn't want to have that option to watch TV. I don't keep alcohol in my house because I know what I used to do with alcohol in the past. I don't want that to be an option, right? My environment is set up so I can be purposeful and move every single day. So think about the options in your house that allow you to do other things except for the things that you should be doing. Think about the options in your life, the people in your life, the things, the places, the things that you go to. These things all allow for you to procrastinate what you should be doing. Think about the relationships that you have that expend all the mental energy that you have. So when it's time for you to show up, you can't because you've just been battling all day. So you're battling that relationship because it makes you procrastinate. You have to set up your environment so you don't procrastinate. If it comes down to you getting off social media, if it comes down to you ending a relationship, if it comes down to you taking the television out, if it comes down to whatever you got to do, set up your environment for your success. If you got to put more waters and take the soda out, if you got to set yourself up so you do those things. And the last thing I want to tell you that about procrastination is a response to fear. So you ever feel like you should do something and you get that little feeling in your heart, like a little worry? That's the fear. That's procrastination. That has to be addressed. I'm going to tell you that feeling, in my opinion, is a self-worth thing. We don't feel as confident as we should, so we procrastinate and just put it off to another day. And we look at other people that do things and we're like, man, they got the confidence, they got it, they can do it. That little feeling we got, like, it's like sometimes you're scared of your own success or you feel like you're not worthy of being who you know you couldn't be. You know your skills is like that. Like, you like that. I had to tell myself, man, I'm like that. I'm the guy. I'm that guy. Have that confidence so you don't procrastinate. Because if you start thinking everybody else is the guy, you get that little feeling, you think about doing something, and you're like, man, I should pursue this, but I'm not. That's because you don't really feel like you should be worthy of it. You feel like you're right there. I'm going to tell you, you don't got to make it look perfect, though. But remember, it's about the pursuit. It's not about perfection. Being authentic is what wins, and that comes with flaws, that comes with blemishes, that comes with mistakes. You ain't got to have it all together, I promise you. When I understood that truth, that allowed me to start doing things that I needed to do. I'm talking about back in the day when I was, I saw people that had fancier cameras than me, and they had bigger businesses than me, and they had better cars than me, and they were doing what I wanted to do. And I was like, at one point in my life, like, man, can I really do that? I'm like, bro, I sleep in my car. Like, I ain't gonna do that. They already got it. And then one day I was like, you know what? I am them. My monetary results just don't show it right now, but I'm gonna be him, right? With God on my side, I'm gonna accomplish what I need to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be grateful for what I got right now, but I gotta go to this level. So I'm not gonna look at what other people have so I can procrastinate and feel like it's not for me. So stop looking at others, because that's the component that leads to the fear of you doing you, the fear of you being who you supposed to be, because you look so busy looking at everybody else that it makes you scared and timid. You can have big things, you can do big things, but you gotta take all these things that I talk about and move with them. You gotta focus on one thing at a time. You can't worry about trying to make these big leaps to success. Small daily improvements, like I always say, lead to long-term staggering results, and consistency compounds. I can promise you that. I live it every single day. I don't try to make big leaps. I'm very consistent. I ain't trying to go viral. Something might go viral, but I like to be consistent. I don't care about popularity and all that. I like to be consistent, have foundation, because I'm going to tell you what happens about consistency, right? When you have consistency and you don't procrastinate and you take things one thing at a time, even if you take a step back, you done built so much foundation that you've fallen on your own foundation. When you take these big leaps and try to take these big leaps because you want to move so fast, if you take a big leap and there ain't no foundation in between, when you fall, you're a one-hit wonder. That's catalog. I need the catalog. Check the receipts. I'd rather have that, you know what I'm saying? Because along the way, you build a lot. You get with a lot of people. People understand that you true to the game, right? So that's what it is, all right? We're going to stop procrastinating, all right? I hope this video will help you. No more procrastination. It's time to be who you're supposed to be. It's time to be what's for you and get what's for you. It's time to elevate to that level, because we can if we procrastinating. All right, so you know what I stand for. God, energy, elevation. If you like this video, I need you to share it with someone. I need you to like, comment, tell me what your favorite part was. Subscribe to the channel, all right? Make sure you follow me on all my socials, Instagram, TikTok, Telegram, all that. Telegram group is in the link if you want to join the G Code Society, all right? Other than that, I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.